Good day, y'all. It's AJ here, your toothless sage seeker. My deck collecting days are coming to a very bittersweet end. I have been holding my collection, trying to work out the little niggly wigglies, all these little things that bother me. Today I wanted to share with you one of these decks I've acquired to fix one of these issues that I'm having. A very unique and interesting deck. I'm not really one for vintage decks, but for some reason this deck kind of called to me, and it seemed to pair very well with the tarot deck I'm working with. So the deck that we have today is the Old Gypsy Fortune Telling Cards. This is a oracle deck that was published back in 1940. Very old, older than my parents' type deck. It's a very unique and interesting deck. I love the images. I love the colors and the images. This reminds me of the comic books back from that era. And I acquired this. This is very similar to a Lenormand deck, a little different. I have a book on this deck coming in the post. I found a modern day printing of this deck, which comes with a book, so I can better understand how to read these cards. But what I'm going to do is pair this oracle deck with the Housewives Tarot. And the reason why I'm doing that is because the Housewives Tarot takes place back in the 1950s or so. So having a deck that's been out for about a decade or so would have been, something you would have found amongst the women of the housewives, sitting out at the kitchen table with a cup of coffee, pulling some fortunes. So I'm going to be pairing this with my Housewives Tarot. I love the way this deck pairs with each other. The tarot deck is small. The oracle deck is small as well. The oracle deck also has been yellowed throughout the years, and so the yellow of the white paper and the yellow in the tarot deck works really well and makes for a very great pairing. So what is a message for the collective from the Old Gypsy Fortune Telling Cards and the Housewives Tarot? So the tarot card I pulled today is the Hierophant, and this is a card of higher understanding, higher learning, higher wisdom, higher knowledge. And the oracle card I pulled is number 36, the Safe. And this is a card about money, about finances, so on and so forth. So what's the message I'm getting from these two cards today? And look how they pair so well together. I love that. The 1940s, 1950s comic book type image with the images of the 1950s housewives. I love the way they pair. So what's the message for the collective today? Be careful about how you go about acquiring your financial wealth. Be wise about how you go about spending your financial wealth, so that if things happen in the future, you've got a little bit of backup plan. You want to also make sure that you are wise with the way you spend money, wise with the way you save money. So again, you've got your backup plan, but wise about how you go about doing things, so that you have that little comfort when you need it, and not necessarily always be broke. So with that, I want to wish everybody namaste. I will see you guys in my next reading, and as always, y'all come back now here.